reclamation of Earth. A century had passed since the last echoes of human civilization faded into obscurity. Once towering cities, monuments to human ingenuity, now stood as relics swallowed by nature's embrace. Streets that once pulsed with the rhythm of life were now draped in verdant foliage, a testament to nature's unstoppable reclamation. Trees, their roots burrowing through the once paved roads, now sprawled majestically across the landscape. The rigid geometry of human creation was softened by the organic curves of plant life, which transformed the skeletal remains of buildings into living structures. Nature, once tamed and controlled, had reclaimed its dominion, reshaping the world in its image. Where concrete and steel had stood proud, now only remnants remained, enshrouded in a tapestry of green. Skyscrapers, once symbols of human ambition, were overgrown with vines, their glass facades reflecting a kaleidoscope of hues from the myriad plants that now called them home. The cityscape had transformed into an arboreal wonderland, a symphony of life thriving in what was once an urban jungle of a different kind. Nature had woven itself into the very framework of these forgotten places, turning human ruins into verdant sanctuaries. Wildflowers peeked through cracks in forgotten sidewalks, reclaiming their rightful place. Where once there had been only the hard, unforgiving surfaces of concrete and asphalt, now there was a riot of color and life. The air was filled with the scents of blossoms, carried on breezes that no longer encountered the stench of pollution. Rivers once polluted and confined within concrete banks flowed freely, teeming with life. Fish, which had long been absent from these waterways, returned in abundance, joined by birds, amphibians, and a myriad of other creatures that had once been driven away by humanity's presence. Animals, liberated from the confines of human dominance, roamed these new forests. Deer grazed where cars had once congested the roads, their delicate hooves silent on the overgrown paths. Birds nested in the treetops of skyscrapers, their songs filling the air where the din of traffic had once prevailed. Predators, too, thrived in this new wilderness. Packs of wolves roamed the ruins, hunting the abundant game that had returned to the lands. Bears foraged in the rubble of once great buildings, their powerful forms a reminder of nature's strength. Gone were the suffocating clouds of smog, replaced by crisp, revitalized air that filled the lungs with a newfound purity. The climate, too, had mended its scars, rejuvenated by the absence of human interference. Summers were gentler, no longer marked by the oppressive heat waves that had once plagued the world. Winters were kinder, with snowfall that came and went in a more natural rhythm, untroubled by the extremes that had once been caused by human activity. The seasons danced in harmony, no longer strained by humanity's excesses. In this new world, the cycle of life thrived once more. Nature, resilient and unstoppable, had reclaimed what was rightfully hers. The vestiges of human existence lay entwined with the roots of the earth, a testament to the ephemerality of civilizations against the backdrop of eternal nature. The world was at peace, its ecosystems flourishing in the absence of humanity's disruptive influence. A profound silence hung in the air, broken only by the rustle of leaves and the symphony of birdsong. The once bustling metropolises had transformed into sanctuaries of tranquility, a testament to the unstoppable force of life's resurgence. Nature had reclaimed the world, and in doing so, it had created something new, something beautiful, a world in which life could thrive, free from the constraints of human dominance. The waiting books. Amidst the tranquil beauty of this rejuvenated world, the books, those repositories of human knowledge, safeguarded by the selfless sacrifice of those who came before. The knowledge of an extinct species lay dormant, preserved within the pages of these ancient texts. These volumes, painstakingly protected against the ravages of time, had survived the collapse of human civilization, shielded from the elements by the chemical compounds developed by the last generation of scientists. The libraries that housed these books, hidden deep within the remnants of cities and buried beneath the roots of towering trees, stood as silent sentinels. They were relics of a lost world, waiting patiently for the touch of a future civilization that might one day uncover their secrets. The knowledge contained within those pages spanned the breadth of human experience, science, art, philosophy, history, and more. It was a treasure trove of wisdom, a legacy left by a species that had once ruled the earth. For now, however, these books remained undisturbed, their secrets locked away, waiting for the day when they might once again see the light of day. Their pages, still crisp and white, carried the essence of humanity's intellectual achievements. And as the world continued its journey through the annals of time, nature's resurgence brought forth a breathtaking transformation, one that extended far beyond the verdant landscapes and serene vistas. The rise of the new species. Among the myriad creatures that roamed the reclaimed cities and forests, a subtle shift was underway. Evolution, ever the sculptor of life, had begun to work its magic on the animal kingdom. In this new world, where the pressures of survival had driven innovation and adaptation, some species began to exhibit remarkable changes. Over the centuries, these animals evolved in ways that defied the expectations of their ancestors. Gorillas, once defined by their immense strength and primal instincts, now exhibited a newfound intelligence that surpassed previous understanding. They displayed a remarkable dexterity, fashioning crude tools from stones and branches, honing their skills to hunt and gather sustenance. In the dense forests that had reclaimed the cities, these intelligent primates built nests high in the trees, safe from predators. They communicated with one another using a complex system of gestures and vocalizations, their society becoming more structured and organized with each passing generation. Lions, tigers, bears, jaguars, and hyenas, among other apex predators, followed suit. Through gradual evolution spurred by their newfound environment, these creatures adapted, their innate instincts melding with a burgeoning intellect. They observed, learned, and devised strategies to thrive in this transformed world. Predatory behavior became more calculated and cooperative, with packs and prides employing sophisticated tactics to corner and take down prey. These animals began to teach their young not just through instinct, but with deliberate lessons, passing on knowledge that had been acquired over generations. In the heart of lush forests and amidst the remnants of forgotten civilizations, these animals formed alliances, forged by a shared understanding of survival. Packs of lions coordinated hunts with tactical precision, employing strategies to outmaneuver their prey. Tigers, their keen senses heightened by their environment, demonstrated an unprecedented cunning, stalking their quarry with a calculated finesse. Bears, once solitary creatures, began to cooperate in small groups, using their combined strength to access food sources that would have been beyond the reach of any single bear. Among the trees, bears utilized tools to forage for sustenance, crafting rudimentary implements to access hard-to-reach fruits and nuts. Jaguars and hyenas, once solely reliant on primal instincts, now displayed an ingenious adaptability, using their intelligence to outwit prey and competitors alike. These creatures began to understand the concept of sharing resources, reducing conflict and fostering a sense of community among their kind. Communication among these creatures took on new dimensions, evolving from primal roars and growls to nuanced forms of expression, a lexicon of gestures, sounds, and visual cues that conveyed complex messages and intentions. Among the primates, this communication became increasingly sophisticated, with the development of symbols and rudimentary language. The gorillas, in particular, began to use simple drawings and carvings to communicate ideas, marking the first steps towards written language. In this transformed ecosystem, a delicate balance emerged, a tapestry of life woven by creatures that had transcended their innate limitations, embracing a newfound intelligence that mirrored, albeit in its own unique way, the cognitive faculties of their ancient predecessors. The world had become a place where intelligence was not the sole domain of humans, but a shared trait among many species, each contributing to the complex web of life in their own way. The elemental mastery. 1,000 years had passed since the echoes of human civilization had faded into whispers of legend. Yet, in this new epoch, a wondrous evolution surged forth, transforming the very fabric of the world in ways that defied the limits of imagination. Nature, ever the sculptor of adaptation, had unveiled a tapestry of miracles. Animals, touched by an arcane and organic metamorphosis, transcended the boundaries of their former selves. It was an evolution that defied comprehension, an extraordinary leap in the journey of life. In this age, intelligence had unfurled its wings in a manner unprecedented. Creatures, once bound by instinct, now demonstrated an intuitive grasp of the elements. Among the myriad marvels, a remarkable transformation unfolded, a mastery over the element of fire. Animals, spanning from the majestic lions to the nimble-fingered primates, had unlocked the secrets of fire, harnessing its warmth and power. They wielded flames not to incite fear but to nurture and sustain. The ability to control fire marked a significant turning point in their evolution. It allowed them to cook their food, making it easier to digest and reducing the risks associated with consuming raw meat. Cooking became an art, a testament to their burgeoning intellect, a practice that rendered the notion of consuming prey alive a distasteful memory of a primal past. The societal fabric, woven over centuries of evolution, burgeoned gradually. Each species claimed its own territory, fostering a delicate equilibrium within the intricate tapestry of this burgeoning world. Communication transcended mere sounds and gestures. It flourished into a rich tapestry of languages, each unique to its kind yet interconnected through the web of life. Societies, forged by mutual respect and understanding, emerged from the verdant landscapes. Councils of elders among the elephants, packs of wolves conducting diplomatic negotiations, and avian gatherings where decisions were reached through the exchange of intricate songs, all echoed the harmonious symphony of a world in exquisite balance. The animals had created a new order, one in which cooperation and mutual respect were the foundations of their society. In this epoch of enlightenment, the primal odor of consuming prey alive became an abhorrence consigned to the forgotten annals of history. The taste for cooked meals brought with it not just sustenance but a reverence for life, a celebration of the gifts bestowed by the bountiful earth. Rituals surrounding meals became an integral part of their cultures, with different species developing unique customs that reflected their values and beliefs. And as the millennia swept by, this world, imbued with enchanting evolution, burgeoning societies, and a language that wove the very essence of life, stood as a testament to the remarkable capabilities of the natural world, forever evolving, forever weaving a tapestry of wonder and intrigue. The earth had become a place where life flourished in ways that humans could never have imagined, with intelligence and culture spreading across the animal kingdom. The discovery of the past. In this world, where nature had reclaimed its dominance and intelligence had spread across the animal kingdom, the long-forgotten vaults of human knowledge awaited their discovery. The books, carefully preserved for millennia, lay hidden beneath the earth, waiting for the right moment to be unearthed. It was the gorillas who first stumbled upon one of these vaults. As they dug through the earth to build a new shelter, they uncovered the entrance to a hidden chamber. Inside, they found shelves filled with books, each one protected by the chemical compounds that had kept them safe from the ravages of time. The gorillas, curious and intelligent, began to examine the books. At first, they did not understand the strange symbols and markings on the pages, but they were drawn to the knowledge that lay within. Over time, they began to decipher the words, learning about the lost civilization of humans and the vast knowledge they had accumulated. Word of the discovery spread quickly among the other intelligent species. Delegations of lions, bears, and wolves traveled to the site to study the books and learn from the ancient wisdom contained within them. The knowledge of the humans, once lost, was now being rediscovered by a new generation of intelligent beings. The books provided insight into the past, revealing the triumphs and failures of human civilization. The animals learned about the technological advancements, the artistic achievements, and the philosophical inquiries that had defined the human experience. They also learned about the mistakes that had led to humanity's downfall, the environmental destruction, the wars, and the unchecked exploitation of the planet's resources. 2,000 years later. 2,000 years had passed since the collapse of human civilization, and in that vast expanse of time, the Earth had undergone transformations both profound and miraculous. The world that had once been dominated by humans was now a place where nature's artistry had reigned supreme, guiding the evolution of the planet's remaining inhabitants in ways that defied the imagination. The remnants of humanity's existence had long since been swallowed by nature's unyielding embrace. Forests, lush and untamed, covered what were once cities and highways. Mountains had crumbled, rivers had altered their courses, and the once dominant species of Earth had vanished, their legacy reduced to whispers in the wind and traces in the soil. But life persisted, and from the ashes of the old world arose a new epoch defined by the extraordinary evolution of its inhabitants. In this age, intelligence had spread across the animal kingdom like a wildfire. Creatures that once relied solely on instinct now possessed the capacity for abstract thought, reasoning, and complex communication. They had developed cultures, societies, and languages as diverse as the creatures themselves. Each species had its own unique lexicon, a linguistic tapestry woven from the essence of their existence, reflecting their experiences, perceptions, and the worlds they inhabited. The birth of Tanatsi. Yet, amidst the diversity of tongues, a phenomenon emerged, a lingua franca that transcended species barriers. This language, known as Tanatsi, was a linguistic marvel, a common tongue that had developed organically from the collective needs of the animal kingdom. Tanatsi was a synthesis of the various languages that had evolved among the different species, a bridge that connected the disparate groups and allowed them to communicate, collaborate, and coexist. The creation of Tanatsi was not the result of deliberate planning, but rather a natural consequence of the growing interactions between species. As animals began to encounter one another more frequently, whether through migration, exploration, or the expansion of their territories, they found it necessary to develop a means of communication that could be understood by all. Words and phrases from different languages were borrowed and adapted, creating a rich and fluid language that was constantly evolving. Tanatsi was not limited to spoken words. It was a language of sounds, gestures, and even expressions, designed to be accessible to creatures with vastly different physical forms and sensory abilities. For instance, the melodic calls of birds were integrated into Tanatsi's vocabulary, their songs becoming words that conveyed specific meanings. The guttural growls of predators, once signals of aggression, became nuanced expressions of various emotions. The intricate movements of insect antennae and the graceful dances of fish were all woven into the fabric of Tanatsi, making it a language that transcended the limitations of any single species. The rise of Tanatsi was a turning point in the history of this new world, for it fostered a sense of unity among the planet's inhabitants. It allowed for the exchange of ideas, the resolution of conflicts, and the sharing of knowledge. Through Tanatsi, the myriad creatures of Earth could understand one another's thoughts and intentions, regardless of their species. This common language became the foundation of a new kind of civilization, one that was not defined by dominance or hierarchy but by cooperation and mutual respect. The miraculous transformation. As communication flourished through Tanatsi, so too did the physical forms of the planet's inhabitants undergo a miraculous transformation. Over the centuries, the very essence of the animal form evolved, reflecting the changing needs and aspirations of these intelligent beings. What had once been a world of quadrupeds, crawling and stalking on all fours, had become a world of bipedal creatures, their bodies adapting to a new paradigm of locomotion and interaction. The transition to bipedalism was not merely a change in posture, it was a profound shift in the way these creatures perceived and engaged with their environment. Legs that had once been used for running, leaping, and digging now supported upright bodies, freeing the hands, paws, claws, or other appendages for tasks that required dexterity and precision. This new mode of movement allowed the creatures to explore their world in ways that had previously been impossible, granting them access to new perspectives and new possibilities. For many species, the tail, once a crucial tool for balance and communication, became less essential in this new mode of life. Over time, it shrank in size, becoming a mere vestige of an ancient past. In some cases, it disappeared altogether, its functions absorbed by other parts of the body. The shift to bipedalism also brought with it changes in musculature, skeletal structure, and even sensory perception, as these creatures adapted to their new roles as walkers, climbers, and builders. This transformation was a spectacle that defied the boundaries of imagination, a testament to the awe-inspiring potential of nature's artistry. Creatures that had once roamed the earth on all fours now traversed it with an upright stance, their eyes gazing forward, their hands reaching out to touch, to create, and to connect. They built shelters, crafted tools, and created art, their societies flourishing in ways that mirrored, yet surpassed, the achievements of their human predecessors. With the rise of bipedalism came a new understanding of the world and their place within it. Standing erect allowed these creatures to see farther, to grasp the vastness of their environment, and to comprehend the interconnectedness of all life. The elevated vantage point provided by the new posture gave them a sense of agency and empowerment, enabling them to shape their world in ways that were both innovative and harmonious. The advent of bipedalism also led to the development of new forms of expression and interaction. With their hands free, these creatures began to use gestures, signs, and symbols to communicate, adding a new dimension to Tanatsi. The ability to manipulate objects with precision led to the creation of tools and technologies that further enhanced their ability to survive and thrive in their environment. The gorillas' discovery. As the eons unfurled, the evolution of the planet's inhabitants became an emblem of the harmonious symphony of life. The creatures, now bipedal and united by a common language, forged a future steeped in understanding, mutual respect, and a shared heritage. But it was within this ever-changing world that a remarkable discovery was made, one that would alter the course of history for these evolved beings. In the dense, overgrown forests that had once been a sprawling human city, a group of intrepid gorillas, now bipedal and highly intelligent, stumbled upon a secret tunnel, hidden beneath the verdant foliage that cloaked the remains of a long-forgotten street. The entrance was concealed by thick roots and vines, and it was only by chance that the gorillas found it while foraging for food and exploring their territory. Curiosity piqued, the gorillas decided to investigate. With cautious steps, they descended into the tunnel, their eyes adjusting to the dim light that filtered through cracks in the ceiling. The air was cool and musty, carrying with it the scent of age and decay. The walls of the tunnel were lined with crumbling bricks, and the floor was littered with debris from centuries of neglect. As they ventured deeper into the tunnel, the gorillas' sense of anticipation grew. They could feel that they were on the verge of discovering something extraordinary, something that had been hidden from the world for millennia. The tunnel twisted and turned, leading them ever downward, until at last, they emerged into a vast underground chamber. What they found there left them in awe. The chamber was filled with ancient artifacts, books, their pages yellowed with age, bearing the weight of millennia. These volumes had been meticulously preserved in a sealed environment, protected from the elements and the ravages of time. The gorillas could sense the significance of what they had discovered, even if they did not yet fully understand it. To these gorillas, the language within those volumes was an enigma, a testament to the intellectual legacy left behind by a civilization long vanished. The pages were filled with symbols and letters that bore no resemblance to anything they had seen before. It was a language that had been lost to time, a relic of a world that had ceased to exist. Yet, the architects of this vault of knowledge had foreseen this moment, a moment when a new breed of beings would encounter the legacy they had meticulously safeguarded. Aware that these creatures would not comprehend human languages, the scientists of yesteryears had devised a brilliant plan to ensure that their knowledge would be accessible to future generations, regardless of species. The language of symbols. The scientists who had created this vault of knowledge had understood the limitations of the new species' intellect and had designed a solution that would transcend those barriers. They had meticulously crafted the language of visuals and symbols, a mosaic of images that conveyed complex ideas and information without the need for spoken or written words. The pages of the ancient tomes were adorned with intricate drawings, vivid symbols, and vibrant colors. These weren't mere illustrations, they were an encoded language, a universal language that could be understood by any intelligent being, regardless of their background or origin. The scientists had poured their collective wisdom into these pages, ensuring that the knowledge accumulated over millennia would find a way to transcend the barriers of time and species. The gorillas, guided by their innate curiosity and growing intellect, began to decipher the intricate tapestry of symbols and images. They spent hours poring over the pages, carefully examining each detail, each pattern, each representation. They could sense that these symbols were more than just pictures, they were keys to unlocking the mysteries of the past. As they studied the volumes, the gorillas began to understand the stories and concepts that were encoded within the symbols. They saw depictions of the human world, of cities and machines, of scientific discoveries and philosophical ideas. They marveled at the richness of these volumes, unaware of the legacy they were unraveling, an inheritance that bore the collective wisdom of a civilization long past. Slowly but surely, the gorillas began to piece together the knowledge contained within the tomes. They learned about the rise and fall of human civilization, the technological advancements that had shaped the world, and the mistakes that had led to humanity's downfall. They discovered the principles of science, the philosophies that had guided human thought, and the artistic expressions that had captured the essence of the human experience. This newfound knowledge had a profound impact on the gorillas. They began to see themselves as part of a larger continuum, connected not only to the other species of their world, but also to the long-lost humans who had once dominated the planet. The knowledge they had acquired gave them a sense of purpose and responsibility, a desire to learn from the past and to build a future that honored the legacy of those who had come before. The continuum of enlightenment. In this moment, the torch of knowledge passed from one lineage to another, from the hands of humanity to the grasp of beings whose evolution had carried them to the cusp of understanding the profound secrets held within these ancient tomes. The gorillas, now the stewards of this vast repository of wisdom, took it upon themselves to share what they had learned with the other species of their world. Using Tanatsi, the common language that united all creatures, the gorillas began to teach the knowledge they had uncovered to others. They traveled to distant lands, spreading the wisdom of the ancient tomes to those who were willing to listen and learn. The lessons of the past were embraced by many, and the knowledge that had once been lost was now woven into the fabric of the new world. The impact of this knowledge was far-reaching. It inspired new innovations, new ways of thinking, and new forms of expression. The creatures of the earth, now united by a shared heritage and a common language, continued to evolve, building upon the foundations laid by their ancestors. They created art, music, and literature that reflected their unique perspectives and experiences, while also honoring the legacy of the humans who had come before them. The world that emerged from this continuum of enlightenment was one of harmony, creativity, and mutual respect. The creatures of Earth had learned from the mistakes of the past, and they were determined to build a future that was sustainable, just, and in balance with the natural world. The ancient tomes had provided them with the knowledge they needed to avoid the pitfalls that had led to the collapse of human civilization, and they used that knowledge to create a world that was worthy of the legacy they had inherited. And so, as the pages of the ancient tomes continued to turn, a silent exchange occurred, a transfer of wisdom, a continuum of enlightenment that traversed the boundaries of time, species, and the enigmatic weave of existence itself. The knowledge that had once been lost was now a guiding light for the future, illuminating the path forward for the creatures of Earth. The world stood witness to the miracles wrought by evolution, a testament to the boundless potential that lay within the essence of life itself. The creatures of Earth, now bipedal and united by a common language, had forged a future steeped in understanding, mutual respect, and a shared heritage. They had taken the knowledge of the past and used it to create a world that was more just, more sustainable, and more in harmony with the natural world than any that had come before. In this brave new world, the lessons of the past were not forgotten, but were cherished and used as a foundation upon which to build a better future. The creatures of Earth had evolved, not only in body but in mind and spirit, and they were determined to honor the legacy of the humans who had come before them by creating a world that was worthy of the knowledge they had inherited. As the eons continued to unfurl, the continuum of enlightenment would endure, guiding the creatures of Earth as they continued to evolve, adapt, and thrive in the ever-changing tapestry of life.